U4SDG Academic Edition.
Hello everyone,
My name is Anica.
and my name is Chika.
We are from Berkeley International School and we are part of an organization called Grin Green, and we swear.
Welcome everyone to our first Youthful SDG podcast, COVID edition. And here's a little bit of information about it.
The purpose of this project is to bring together with keen interest in learning more about sustainability in both micro and macro perspective on how COVID-19 might have changed the way sustainability issues are viewed and moving forward through a series of podcasts. And guess what? This whole podcast was created by students from several different international schools in Bangkok.
I hope this podcast can be a helpful lesson for you guys to learn more about some of the current issues that we're dealing with after how the lockdown has impacted our lives.
From the next episode, we'll be discussing each issue in more detail. Different students will lead each episode with inspiring guests, so you don't want to miss it.
Okay, so going back to our topic, Anika, what do you think about the situation so far?
Well, I think Thailand has been showing significant improvements. Number of cases increased by less than 10 almost every day, so I believe that is a good news.
Yeah, I agree. Thailand has been under lockdown since the end of March, which is really early in comparison to the other countries.
And because of that, shopping malls opened recently. Parks and restaurants are now able to open back up. Obviously, this doesn't mean that we still shouldn't take precautions. We still have to remember to wear masks, use hand sanitizers, and remember social distancing.
Yeah, I know, but I sometimes see people walking around without masks these days. I hope everyone could be a little more patient until the treatment and vaccines are invented. We all should be more careful.
That is definitely true. There's just so much we can talk about regarding this issue.
Yes, but just hold on a second. We'll talk about it more in details in a few seconds.
We will be back with more discussions, so sit tight.
Hey guys, we're back with amazing guests to discuss more about the impact of lockdown on the environment. Please welcome Risa Okada from Grin Green International. Risa Okada is in the Educational Initiative Department in Grin Green International. She mainly educates younger generations by organizing the environmental events, doing the presentation, making quizzes, and so on. She spreads environmental awareness in school.
After the coronavirus outbreak started, Grin Green International has done case studies about the relations between COVID-19 and the environment. Risa particularly researched the situation in Southeast Asia, and I also did thorough research for Europe. Can you share some of it with us, Risa?
Sure. The impact of COVID-19 in Southeast Asia has been a hugely negative one, bringing fear and distress to the people living through many other threats in their lives. In addition to the pre-existing issues such as poverty, low literacy rates, and natural disasters, the people are being attacked by the invisible enemy of COVID.
Oh no, I'm sorry about this. Risa, could you give us more details about how the environment has been affected by the pandemic? Is there any positive impact?
Yes, the decrease in the number of airplanes and tourists has had a positive impact on the environment, unlike the impact on society and the economy. For example, beaches in the Philippines are flourishing due to the fact that tourists have vanished. Pink jellyfishes are coming back to the ocean surface after years of hiding from the tourists on the ocean floor. Also, some fun facts about the Southeast Asia. Myanmar is known to be the most vulnerable nation towards climate change.
How about the environmental changes around you? Did you see any big environmental differences through your eyes?
Yeah, before the lockdown, our school once closed due to the air pollution in Bangkok. However, the current situation is so much better. I noticed that air quality improvements. Sky is clear, the air is fresh now, and I'm very happy about it.
Yes, and it is great to see improvements all around the world. I mean, there has been similar situations in Europe as well. After the lockdown, nitrogen dioxide level has plummeted across Europe, and according to the readings of the satellite, it shows a significant decrease in NO2 concentrations over Rome, Madrid, and Paris, which were the first cities in Europe to implement strict quarantine.
Oh wow, that's great. Would you like to tell us how nitrogen dioxide is produced?
Nitrogen dioxide is emitted in most cases by burning fossil fuels at high temperatures. And since long term exposure to air pollution has been known to contribute to chronic lung and heart conditions, reduction in air pollution prevents people from dealing with health issues. So that's a great news for us.
Yeah, I'm so glad that most of the part of the world have a positive impact on the environment. Hey Risa, what do you think about the post-pandemic situation in Southeast Asia?
Poverty and natural disasters in these regions have become a huge handicap, making recovery an unsteady path. Lack of resources, a decrease in productivity, the vanishing of tourists have caused aggravation in the regions. The healing stage of COVID-19 will seemingly not be a smooth one, with a shortage of resources and workforce.
I see. I hope everything will be fine as soon as possible. Anyway, thank you so much for providing us with the overview information about the relation between COVID-19 and the environment.
Yes, thank you so much again, Risa, for sharing interesting information about Southeast Asia.
It was nice to meet you. I really enjoyed the discussion with you guys. Bye!
Thanks to our guest, Risa again. That was really informative.
Yes, thank you so much again, Risa. Also, more about the podcast, we're going to go over several effects of COVID-19 in detail. We have one episode per week for 6 weeks, so there will be 6 different episodes in total. The main topics are recycling waste, air quality, energy conservation, circular economy, medical waste, and progress of advocacy and campaign during lockdown. And here's some short videos of podcast producer explaining their episodes. Enjoy!
Hi, I'm Francesca.
Hi, I'm Tasha. In this episode, we talk to heads of organizations about the waste management and recycling within their companies and the different environmental projects they do.
We also explored the ways that have been impacted by the lockdown and how the COVID-19 pandemic will change the waste industry in the future.
We received a lot of advice on how we as high schoolers can make a difference, and we think it's really important that you as listeners know how to help out with things that you're passionate about.
We were interested in this particular topic because we were intrigued about the drastic increase in waste, as people have been quarantined and using food delivery services much more often.
We also feel that the production of waste is a fundamental problem that not even recycling can solve, and we wanted to seek advice from specialists and hear their views.
We hope you look forward to our episode and learn a lot from the experienced speakers on what is going on right now.
Thank you. Bye.
Hi everyone, this is Ruby, and this episode is about COVID-19's impact on Bangkok's air quality. Due to the global outbreak of COVID-19, it has wholly affected the living standards of people. Although it is true that the pandemic has been causing a significant amount of societal issues, on the other side of the token, I came across that there exists a correlation between the pandemic and its air quality in the city. Now that the virus has taken over the country by encouraging domestic stay-home lockdown or quarantine, it has significantly influenced the air quality. So the questions are, what are the correlations between air quality and the recent outbreak of the virus? Or has quarantine produced some unanticipated health benefits for the society? If you're interested, please look forward to this episode. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Petra.
Hi, I'm Isabel, and we'll be talking about energy conservation and consumption in Thailand in this episode, specifically after the COVID-19 crisis. We're applying our own interest to look at this matter from 2 different perspectives, humanities and science. So my interest in how this issue has impacted people and Petra's interest in the scientific innovations and its implications on the environment.
Yes, so we looked at the consequences specifically after the COVID-19 period on energy consumption, like for example, how there's less transportation and less demand for fuels. And we also looked at the implication on renewable energies as well.
Yeah, especially given the current situation, we feel that these issues, especially in Thailand, are becoming increasingly important to address and should form a bigger role in our discussions.
Yeah, so please look forward to our episode.
Hi there, we are the curators of the 5th episode of the series. My name is Kat.
I'm Thane.
And I'm Pat.
This episode will address the issue of medical waste management in Thailand.
We will be focusing on how medical waste is created, handled, and how the COVID-19 pandemic has impacted the production of medical waste, and how high schoolers can jump in to help improve medical waste management in Thailand.
Medical waste is one of the most dangerous forms of waste, especially if it is untreated before disposal. The lack of proper facilities and regulations for the handling and disposal of medical waste can pose a threat to both the handler and the environment.
According to Eco-Business, before the pandemic, Bangkok generated 35 tons of medical waste per day. But as of May 4, 2020, 210 tons are being produced per day. This emphasized the pandemic's immense influence.
We have also contacted specialists in the fields in regards to how the situation can be efficiently handled and how we as high schoolers can make a difference.
Thank you for listening, and we can't wait to see you in our episode.
Also, there are going to be guest speakers and discuss further about the provided topic each time. In addition, we're providing you guys with the projects at the end of the episode each time, and we'll decide the winner in the last episode of this podcast.
I'm so excited about this.
Yeah, same here, Anica. This is my first time doing the podcast.
For me too, actually. It was a lovely experience for me to join this podcast, but it is kind of sad how we had to create an online project because of the lockdown. I'm really hoping this pandemic will be over soon.
I know, but even if it's fully gone, rebounding back to our so-called normal life, it's not going to be the same. And that scares me as well because I'm not competent enough to adapt the changes. I was just curious, but what do you think about the near future in Thailand?
Well, hopefully no more quarantine, of course, and people being able to travel again. Obviously, restrictions will still be in place until there are treatments and vaccines for the coronavirus, but we can't just watch and do nothing until then. As students, there might not be a lot of things that we could do to impact the world, but I believe that as a community, if we spread awareness and educate people about these issues, we can make change even if it's a small proportion. And you got to start somewhere, am I right?
I totally agree. I also believe that even a bit of action can make a big difference. The first thing you have to do is to take action. That's my motto as well.
That is so true. Oh wow. Our time's almost up. Before we go, let me introduce our next episode about the waste management. They have some very interesting guest speakers, so be ready. I am personally so excited for this.
So thank you so much for listening to our first ever episode of Youthful SDG Podcast COVID edition. I hope you guys enjoyed it and understood what we are aiming for and are planning to do. Thank you again so much. This is Chika
and Anica,
podcasting from Bangkok, Thailand.
See you next week. Bye.
Bye.
Youth for SDG Pandemic Edition.